Hello everyone, this is Crytex Tech here. So, iPad Pro 11-inch review. In a nutshell, it's everything you need in a tablet. Basically, it's just perfect. There you go. That was a pretty simple review. Thanks for watching. Uh, not really. Let me get there.
इतना मजा प्रो आया ना कभी लाइफ की हुई अब सॉल्व मिस्ट्रीज I'm looking up trying to make history trying to get my name to GO80 फिर रुकूं कैसे I don't know that shit होगा कैसे I don't know that इधर बट किलर जिगर एक हाथ में मिलर और बिना फिकर देख कैसे चढ़ी हम अपनी लेडर.
Let's start with the unboxing of this iPad. You can see we get a 20-watt charger inside the box. Well, there are only few upgrades in iPad Pro this year, and the new ones are camera, processor, specifications, and a new connector. Well, also a display only in the 12.9-inch iPad. Let's start with the hardware, and you can see it hasn't changed at all from the past years. It even has the same footprint of the iPad Air, which is basically the cut down version of iPad Pro. Why do I say that? Because my iPad Air's case fits just about perfectly on this iPad. This is basically all metal design and it feels great in the hand. That is, if you're planning to use it without the case. I'm just too clumsy, so I use the Teagle case on this iPad. Without the case, this feels like a small slate in the hand, as this is just 5.9mm thick. The front of this iPad has a face unlock, and it's just convenient when you're at home and not when you're wearing a mask outside. But comparing to the iPad Air, you just have to swipe up instead of using the fingerprint unlock, which just takes a second or two. This has 4 speakers for immersive experience, and you can see the sample here. It also helps while gaming, as you can easily identify the enemy's location because of the stereo separation. You can see there is a small section at the right which is used for connecting the Apple Pencil, and at the back there is a camera and 3-pin connector which is used to connect the Magic Keyboard. The iPad just snaps onto the Magic Keyboard magnetically, as this also has 4 strong magnets on each corner. Finally, there is a Type-C connector at the bottom. This is a Thunderbolt connection, which is really fast for transferring huge files, but not as great as the ones found on the MacBook. But you can buy a Type-C dock for this, and it will give you a lot more ports to work with, also helping to connect the external devices to the iPad. This is one of the best upgrades coming from the old iPad Pro or even the iPad Air. This has a liquid retina 120Hz ProMotion display, and this is a LCD display. It's not the new mini LED found on the new iPad Pro 12.9-inch or the OLED display found on the new iPhone 13 Pro Max. But it's 120Hz, and with HDR10 support, it goes up to 600 nits of brightness, and it's a beautiful and accurate display. This also can be easily described as one of the best display found on any tablet, but it doesn't have the deep blacks found on the new AMOLED display, as you can see. It has to lit all the pixels on the screen, but the content watching is just awesome. The new iPhones have the ProMotion display with OLED technology, which is so much better, but it is not much noticeable in the smaller display, and a topic to discuss in another video. And as I said, it is the most accurate display and one of the best for photo or video editing, and also for content consumption. So the most hype about this product is due to the M1 processor, which is created mostly for MacBook and intended for more high-end tasks. The iPad just flies around on the OS, and any iPad apps aren't using the full power of the M1 chip. Even the most intensive tasks like video editing and games play on the highest settings. With the 8 GB of RAM, the apps just chill around in the background, and even the apps that are opened days ago are there in the memory. You can see the 10-minute 4K video just takes such a less time to export. This is basically an untapped potential with the M1 and a performance headroom for the future apps and softwares to come. If you want to see a gaming review of the iPad, just let me know in the comments below. Giving an overview, COD Mobile on the 120 FPS mode just lags at times, and I think when there is more stuff happening in the screen, it switches down to 60Hz, which is a bummer considering it has the M1 chip. This might be a software issue and can be solved in the future. We have 3 cameras at the back, one wide, one ultra wide, and a LiDAR sensor. This is similar to what was available on the old iPad. Now, I'm not the one who takes a lot of pictures on my iPad, but the camera quality is awesome. And the LiDAR sensor is awesome for object detection. I don't use it much yet as there are barely any apps that use AR, but the ones that use it are really great and would be useful if you are into creative workflow. Coming to the front camera, it is an ultra wide and usually distorts the photo at the edges. But there is a new function added this year called center stage, as it zooms into the sensor as the subject moves around and also widens as more people are added in the frame. And I don't know if it's a good option to have or not, as it usually crops into the sensor, and if there isn't enough light, the video comes blurred. But I really appreciate the feature that is provided, as it may help in some cases. Battery life on this product is really great, as you can see the screen on time on this device, and it usually lasts me around 9 to 10 hours daily, and my usage is some note taking, few hours of COD Mobile and Asphalt 9 gameplay, browsing net and watching videos online, and it provides a good battery life. Now comparing this with my iPad 5th gen, the battery life is better on this new iPad, as the battery has also degraded on the older product. Also comparing with iPad Air, the battery life is mostly same. This battery life is considering the adaptive 120Hz on all the time. Even if you are a heavy user, I think it will last for a whole day and you don't have to worry about it. Now sorry to keep you waiting this long for the most controversial topic on iPad Pro, the software. And it's been a question for a long time. Can it actually replace a computer? The iPad OS 15 feels really fluid and snappy on the 11-inch iPad Pro, and the whole software experience feels refined. You can see the widgets looks good on the home screen, but there is a wasted space on both sides of the display, and it feels weird because of the dock takes up more space than icons and widget. Some apps still aren't made for iPad, like Instagram. This is still the iPad OS and not the Mac OS, despite having the powerful chip inside. The software are still mobile platform and not a full-fledged workflow compared to the Mac OS. I just hope they refine the iPad OS more than a mobile platform, and the Apple will someday give out Pro softwares for Pro iPads. But most likely it will take a long time to happen. This software update from previous iPad OS 15 may seem like a minor quality of life improvement, but they have updated the file system, Safari for better performance, and also extended the RAM usage for certain apps to exceed 5 GB. And if you want a whole iPad OS 15 update video, just mention that in the comments, as the file system on iOS 14 has stopped on me plenty of times. But if you know what exactly you want from the iPad, it's a great tool for you, and I'm glad I made the purchase as it fits my daily needs perfectly. I write a lot of scripts edit videos on LumaFusion, work up stuff on Chrome, and play a lot of games. And that's the reason I upgraded from my previous iPad Air. Apple Pencil works flawlessly on this device, and due to the Pro Motion, the writing experience on iPad Pro is instantaneous. You can see the latency when I slow down the video to 0.2x. You should definitely consider the Apple Pencil if you are going to draw on the iPad and take a lot of notes. This is the best accessory for iPad Pro alongside the Magic Keyboard. But I already have the Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, so I don't really need the Magic Keyboard, as it is a really expensive accessory to buy. Some might get a good use out of it, but I skipped it because of the price. I think the iPad was initially invented for someone who wants a middle ground between laptop and a phone. It's the only device out there in this category, considering the Android devices are basically dead. The Samsung tabs that get released are only good in few areas as compared with the iPad. But the iPad Pro 11 has everything in its favor except the software side. Now this is the best tablet in the market currently, and it has some amazing things going for it, like the M1 processor, great display, a tried and tested design from older iPads, great speakers and good cameras make this a valid purchase. So coming to the conclusion, if you're looking for the best tablet and money isn't a concern, also if you edit your videos on your iPad, edit photos, or even plan to do more heavy duty stuff on your iPad, I would recommend this tablet. But if you're planning to use this iPad for video editing on LumaFusion, some large file doesn't play on iPad and they certainly doesn't work on LumaFusion as well. If I get a solution for this in the future, I will update you. And if you watch and work with a lot of HDR videos, consider the 12.9-inch model. But if you are confused between which tablet to get, and if you are on a budget, the iPad Air 2020 is a good option. And even the budget iPad is amazing, and it's the best value for money. If you're fine going for the second-hand route, the iPad Pro 2018 or even the Pro 2020 are greater options, considering you can get them for a cheaper price tag. The software experience is almost similar for all the iPad options mentioned above, which makes the iPad market great deal for third or a middle product. Thanks for watching my iPad Pro review, and see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe.